you're listening to.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
You're listening to the Snowman in the Morning podcast.
Did you not get the memo?
Insanity ensues.
Can't wait.
Speaking of games,
where do we want to start?
where do I want to start? I want to start with this. Dear Dallas Cowboys and dear moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation. Signed, a faithful 49er fan. I can't close the letter there because, you know it's bad when even my wife is taking shots at Victor's team.
Man, I took shots at the team last night when I was covering the Sunday Night NASCAR series for last night here on YouTube.
But let's get down to business. Dear Dallas, the Arlington football team blows. Period.
Yep.
Point blank, end of story. I don't even know where to. You paid Dak Prescott, and I know all the blame cannot be on him this morning, okay? Even though he did fake an injury last night.
He's got no offensive line.
Nope, he's got no offensive line, and he faked an injury.
So he pulled a page out of LeBron's book?
Yeah. I saw a lot of people on YouTube last night saying, I don't want to be the guy that says this. I don't want to be the guy that I'll be the guy. Dak Prescott faked an injury last night. We'll see how it really, if I'm wrong, then I have no problem getting in front of this microphone and saying I'm wrong. Dak Prescott really was injured. But if CeeDee Lamb can play through an injury, why couldn't Dak Prescott? I mean, this is the quarterback you all wanted. This is the quarterback you all begged for. This is the quarterback you all begged to sign at freaking 60 million freaking blanking bleeping dollars a year. And he's proving one very important fact. He ain't worth it. And you're bereft of a running game. You're bereft of talent on the roster to execute said running game. You're bereft of talent to execute an offense. And I've had so many moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation members, Victor Locke, Chris Dietz, and a few others not included, say to me, do you see the talent on this roster? To answer your question honestly, no, I do not. Because if you had any talent on that roster, any whatsoever, you'd have shown up yesterday. Matter of fact, let me go 1 week backwards. If you had any talent on the roster, as you all say that you do, you'd have shown up last week in Santa Clara. Why am I bringing it back to that game? Why am I showing that? And why am I bringing it back to that particular game and combining it with what happened yesterday in the ATL? Here's my first joke of the day, and I can't help it. Because yes, Dak, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. And you ain't worth $60 million a year. Forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Now, let me get to CeeDee Lamb.
He ain't worth the money either.
He's not worth the money, nor is he worth wearing number 88. For you see, and hello, good morning to Strikeout Beer Podcast and Jedi Kid for coming in, being our first chatters this morning. For you see, I remember 88 as long as I've watched football, which is now 4.5 decades worth. I remember number 88 belonging to two receivers in Cowboy history. Both of them are Hall of Famers. Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin.
Yep.
Dez Bryant, you didn't deserve it. CeeDee Lamb, you don't deserve it. 88 should be a sacred number with the Cowboys. Yet, you allowed these mediocre-ass receivers to wear the number. And yes, I'm saying Dez Bryant is and always will be a mediocre receiver. And yes, I am saying that CeeDee Lamb is a very mediocre receiver. Why am I saying that, you ask? It's pretty simple. Where are you, CeeDee Lamb, when the Cowboys need you most? Like yesterday?
Nowhere to be found.
Now, I will say again, I give CeeDee Lamb this. He's played through several injuries, okay? And last year, I know he led the league in receptions and yards. But when you're the only target, when you don't have an Alvin Harper like Michael Irvin had, when you don't have a Butch Johnson like Drew Pearson had, when you don't have a Doug Cosby like Drew Pearson had, when you don't have a Jay Novacek, who I love dearly, like Michael Irvin had, you gets nothing from this snowman. You gets nothing from this football aficionado. Noth and ing. You know why you get noth and ing? Because as Stephen A. Smith, and I rarely quote Stephen A. Smith, but I will this morning, they're an accident waiting to happen. And guess what? After your third victory, it happened. You get brutalized by Detroit. You get a week off to lick your wounds. And then you get socked in the mouth and kicked in the ass in San Francisco. And then yesterday happens in the ATL. You're 3-5 coming into this coming week. I know, Winnie, I know.
And this week they're coming in to end up hosting the Philadelphia Eagles and that freak of Madden nature, Saquon Barkley.
I vote for Saquon Barkley to get 200 against them. No. How does Victor put it? I vote for Saquon Barkley to get 350 against him.
Don't be talking about no Loch Ness monster. I'll give him by $5. Now, Saquon is going to go nuts on Dallas.
Because that porous run defense ain't worth a hill of greens. I know it's a hill of beans. I know it's Casablanca. The hell with it.
I was about to
You're
say
not worth
what
it.
run? What I was about to say? What run defense? They ain't even showed up.
Exactamundo. You ain't worth it. You understand me? You may be the richest franchise according to Moronic Republic fans. Not to me, you ain't. In other words, Dallas Cowboys, your season is Kaputski. Period. Point blank. End of story. That's that. That's your ball game. And as the late, great Jack Buck would say, as I'm sporting the team that he loved, that's a winner, which the Cowboys are not. That's Snowman's take. What is yours?
Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Do you know what you're listening to?
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
You're listening to the Snowman in the Morning podcast.
Did you not get the memo?
Insanity ensues.
Can't wait.
All right, let's play a little buy or sell, shall we? I got a couple of statements over here. And I want y'all to tell me if you buy or if you sell and why. And we're going to do this the right way. Where is this thing? Oh, remnants of root beer. Not fun.
That had to be a good one.
How did my late dad put it? From way down deep.
Oh, you leave me with a 2-liter bottle of Barks, and I have the same problem.
Yes. All right. Let's go, y'all. Buy or sell, presented by BetUS.com. It'll switch over to Wanna Parlay when I get all the graphics together. Let's do this. Statement number 1. The Dallas Cowboys will miss the playoffs. Are you buying or are you selling? Droid, let's start with you.
You already know my answer. Buy. You got Dak, who's actually gone down with an injury for once in his career. So Cooper Rush will be starting. I mean, that's actually a positive for the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb is also dealing with a shoulder injury that he suffered against the Falcons after a lot of catches. Mike McCarthy kept putting him out there. He kept getting injured, and it was just a whole mess. And also Micah Parsons, one of the best pass rushers on the Cowboys, has also been out most of this season. So I can't see the Cowboys making the playoffs.
Dog?
I'm buying this based off the sole fact that they faced the Eagles twice. They've also got the Commanders twice, and then they've got the Giants at home to end this month alone, let alone the fact they got to face C.J. Stroud in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got Tampa Bay coming into town in December. So
and Tampa Bay is going to be a little mad. I'm buying it also. I was buying it at the top of the season because they did nothing to improve their team.
No.
They did absolutely nothing to improve their team, their line, or their attitude.
First thing they should have done is get rid of Pennywise.
Grab Victor real quick. You are not leaving, sir.
Oh, he ain't going anywhere. Because now we got that out the way. Let's make him laugh. The Denver Broncos will make the playoffs. I go to the big dog first.
I'm selling it. I mean, yeah, they're sitting at 5-4 right now, but Bo Nix has been inconsistent at best, and they've got a real tough road to go, including facing Kansas City twice, including next week, and then they back that up with a trip by Atlanta coming into town. I'm selling. I am not. They're not going to make the playoffs. I'm selling this one.
All right, Droid, to you. The Denver Broncos will make the playoffs. Buy or sell?
I mean, they just got destroyed by the Broncos. The Broncos they destroyed themselves. You heard that right. But they don't have too hard of a schedule besides the Chiefs and the Falcons. You know, that's just 3 losses, but you also got the Raiders, who they're going to stomp because they got no quarterback. You got the Browns, who are going to stomp because it's crab legs. The Colts, they'll probably take an L2 because Joe Flacco is just better. The Chargers will probably be their win, and then just because I think it's funny, they're probably going to beat the Bengals. And so I'm actually going to buy into this just because a lot of their schedule is a little bit easier in the long run, and they might have a winning record at the end of the season. So, I'll buy.
This one's tough for me, but I'm going to buy it myself. I'm going to buy in. Now, that'll change in a couple of weeks probably, but there's something going on with Denver. There's a culture change going on in Denver, and Victor said it a lot with so many teams. There's a culture change going on with Denver, and I'm buying it. I'm going to buy in. Speaking of the Chargers, this will make Droid bristle at me. The San Diego Chargers will make the playoffs, and I'm going to get Droid out of the way right now with this statement.
No. The Chargers will not make the playoffs at all. I am selling this to hell and back. Yes, they have a over 500 record. They face the Titans next week. That's an easy matchup. But then you got Bengals, Ravens, Falcons, Chiefs, and Bucks the next 5 weeks after. You are not making the playoffs. Sell.
No, I'm buying this. I'll buy it. Because the Chargers have, for some goofy reason, and goofy is a word I've used a lot this season. For some goofy reason, they're going to pull a couple of wins out of their ass that they have no business pulling. I'm buying this one. Big Dog, what do you got?
I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to put a caveat on this one saying they're going to be the reason Denver doesn't make the playoffs because the Chargers will take the wild card seed that would have gone to Denver.
Okay. Victor chimes in and says, I'm selling this only because they still got a lot of growing and progressing to do. You know what? I'm actually believing that. I'm still going to buy it. I'm still saying the Chargers will sneak in. I know we can't make Droid do it because of the team he's a fan of and the division that they're located in. All right, let's go to the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens will win the AFC North. I'll buy this one because I ain't buying Pittsburgh. They can't decide on a quarterback, even though Russell Wilson is showing some signs of life. Note the capitalized word in the middle of my sentence. Some signs of life. So I'll buy this one. I think the Ravens are still the kings of the North, and until Pittsburgh decides to grow a pair and beat them, I see nothing else changing. Droid?
I can't buy into Russell Wilson in a day in my life. The Bengals season is already done at this point. There's no coming back to make the playoffs. So you got to give it to Baltimore. You know, they've been making a great comeback since their L to the Raiders, which is still shocking me to this day. But yeah, let the quote the Raven.
I'm buying it for 2 words. Derrick Henry.
Yep.
And the Ravens were strong. The Ravens were strong going into the end of last year.
Yep.
They had the one little mistake against Kansas City that cost them the AFC Championship.
Yeah. And it was
but the North is still going to run through them. No one gives a crap who else is left in the North. Pittsburgh cooked. The Bengals are cooked. It's going to run through the North, through Baltimore. Due to Derrick Henry.
And we don't even have to mention Cleveland.
Oh, God. They're actually in the AFC North. God help us.
Yeah, God help us indeed. God help us indeed. Victor's buying it also. How about this one? I teased this one before the break. The Packers will miss the playoffs after what happened yesterday in Lambeau Field against Detroit, a team they have owned over the years. I am buying this one. Matt LaFleur cannot coach when the time matters most. It's been proven, and I say the Packers, adios, will miss the playoffs.
I'm saying they're missing it too. I mean, they've got the 49ers this month. They've got Detroit again in December, and then they've got the Vikings at the end of December. I hate to say it, but those are going to be 3 big games that they're going to end up dropping.
Yep.
And something weird tells me that Chicago might eke out one, if not both, meetings coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm not liking Green Bay's chances right now. Jordan Love's got a lot to prove, and right now he ain't doing it. So while the Packers may be looking good right now, I hate to tell you something, that 6-3 record's not going to stand up. You guys are missing the playoffs.
Droid?
Bye. It's LaFleur. Come on, man. Like, just because they made the playoffs last year and beat the Cowboys doesn't mean anything. It don't mean nothing. So I'm buying.
Yep. And Victor's buying also. He's saying, buy. The Packers are not them. No, they are not. Let's stay in the NFC Central Division. And yes, I'm calling it by the old school name. I'll let y'all read this one and make your thoughts on your own. And I'll start with the big dog.
This is the easiest sell I have had to make in my life. Caleb Williams ain't him. That offensive line ain't it. And your run game sure as hell ain't it. You guys, you're better off trying to get another number 1 draft pick than try to make the playoffs. So be gone with you.
All yours, Droid.
I don't even know what to say anymore. All I get is disappointment.
Yes.
That's all I've gotten all year long from all these teams. It's just disappointment. And I'm selling this all the way. The Lions and the Vikings will be the top 2 teams in the North.
I'm selling this. I'm selling this. After the one play I saw Caleb Williams try to make out of the end zone yesterday, hell no. Hell to the no. They will not make the playoffs. Not this year, not next year, not the year after that, until Matt Eberflus is gone and they actually get some football people that actually know how to coach this team up and get them ready each week. Nope. I ain't buying it. Now, to the NFC West. The Los Angeles Rams will miss the playoffs. I'm buying this one. This is a buy for me. The Rams yesterday got lucky because they're facing an equally faltering Seattle Seahawks team. The Rams got lucky in week 2. They will not get lucky in week 16, and we know who they're playing in week 16. I ain't buying it, and I ain't having it. I'm selling this one. The Rams will. I'll buy this one. I beg your pardon. The Rams will miss the playoffs. Droid?
Puka Nacua got ejected yesterday in their game, so I can't buy into a team without a team like the Rams without a top receiver. So bye.
Who are you, the lost member of NSYNC?
Shut up.
Rams missing the playoffs. I'm buying that just based off their schedule alone. They've got the 49ers coming up. They've got the Saints coming up, even though they're not exactly 100%. They got the Eagles at the end of this month. And then they've got the Bills also inside December. I'm not liking their run that they've got here. Yeah, I don't see them making the playoffs at all. I mean, they'll be lucky to have a 500 record to end the season.
Yeah, no Puka, no playoffs. Speaking of which, let's stay in the NFC West. So I had so many people tagging me with this, saying the opposite of this. I still hold true to my statement that the Cardinals will blow it and miss the playoffs, and therefore I am buying this statement. I don't trust Kyler Murray. I just don't. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of people will point to the win that they got in Santa Clara, and yes, it is true, but we gave y'all that game. We choked it away when Jordan Mason fumbled at the 10-yard line, and somehow Call of Booty Murray got it right and took you down the field for the winning points. You're not doing it again because we're going to run you over in Arizona, and that alone will make you miss the playoffs. I'm buying this one. The Cardinals will miss the playoffs, and they'll miss it going away. Droid?
I gotta take a quick look at the Cardinals' schedule because I know they still have to play the 49ers another time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The team right now in itself is 5-4. Solid record. They play the Jets. That's a win. They play the Seahawks. Another win. They play the Vikings. Probably going to be an L. Play the Seahawks again. That's a win. Play the Patriots and Panthers and Rams. That's a win. Their last one is going to be an L to the 49ers. I say they make the playoffs over the Seahawks. So I'm actually going to sell this.
Unless FaZe picks up the entire Cardinal team and carries them in a Black Ops 6 playoff, that's the only one they're making. I'm sorry. I'm buying this one. They don't have a snowball's chance in the NFC West at all.
Just imagine if I was right. I'll be laughing.
You're going to laugh anyway. Let's take a look at the players, shall we? With tomorrow being the you-know-what deadline, Cooper Kupp heads to Santa Clara. I'll go to the big dog on this one. Why'd you look at me like that, Droid?
Why must you be so greedy?
Because we can.
I'm selling this one mainly because of the fact that I think there'll probably be somebody else that we're not expecting. making an offer for Cooper that will actually tell the 49ers, hey, guess what? Your greed can go screw off. There'll be someone that will actually need Cooper. So we'll just have to wait to see who it is.
Go for it, Droid.
Sell. Cooper Kupp, listen. Do you know how much the 49ers would have to give up just to get Kupp? Because the Chiefs actually tried getting Kupp. The Rams were asking for a lot, and we weren't willing to give it up. So we just went to Tennessee, a stupidly managed franchise, and said, hey, can we have him? And they're like, sure, you can have D-Hop. I actually think Cooper Kupp is going to go to an NFC South team, one of the playoff contenders, either Tampa Bay or Atlanta. I'd like to see Atlanta just because of our brother Dixon.
Yep.
I'd love to see him go to Atlanta. If I'm gonna pick a team in the East that he's gonna go to, like NFC, AFC East, the Ravens are probably gonna pull some stupid trade just like they did last year for OBJ. Mm-hmm. I'll be real. They're gonna pull some stupid move that's somehow gonna catch their attention, and he's gonna go to Baltimore. I do not see him going to Santa Clara just because, y'all are smarter with your management. You're not gonna give up too much for a player like Cooper Kupp. So
right.
I'm selling this.
Yeah, I'm selling this myself because Cooper Kupp is now on the category of oft injured, and I can't see how he would fit in that 49ers system. And also financially, it wouldn't be smart for them to try to make a move for him either. It was smart when they went after McCaffrey 2 years ago. It was smart when they went after Chase Young, and there's some flirtation going on with Chase Young again, as well as DeForest Buckner. There's another name we need to look at in terms of the greed for San Francisco, but I don't think Cooper Kupp heads to Santa Clara. I, too, am selling this one. I'll tell you one that I'm going to buy, and that's this one. The Bills win the AFC East going away. After squeaking out a win on a 61-yard field goal against Miami, they just beat the best competition in the division, and no one's going to touch them. I'm buying this one. Droid?
The Bills will win the AFC East. I mean, who could really challenge them? I mean, the Dolphins, yeah, they're playing good again, but then they lost on a game-winning field goal to Mr. Wide Right, Tyler Bass. From
The
61,
Bills
will win the AFC East. However, they'll lose in the playoffs to the Chiefs.
Note the Cheshire Cat grin on his face.
Oh, this pains me being a member of a rival team in the AFC East, but I have to buy this one. Buffalo is that team right now in this division. They've got no competition whatsoever. Miami's going to end up floundering away towards the end of the year. New England's already pissing a brick. So, seriously, who's left? The Bills are going to run away with this one and then run into Baltimore and get bitch slapped.
One more, and I'll let y'all read this one on your own. 49ers will win the West going away. I'm buying this one. They're just beat to hell right now, but they are off. They were off this past week, and a chance to heal, a chance to get McCaffrey back in week 10, and probably the week after that, we may see the one and only Dre Greenlaw back in to help that run defense. I'm buying this one with everything I got.
I'm buying it, but I'm going to negotiate the price down a little bit. I mean, you just said it yourself. You guys are hurt.
Yeah.
I would say you're going to win the West, but I'm not saying it's going away. There's still a little bit of injury plaguing you guys, and the schedule still isn't 100% favorable for you.
This is
true. I still see a couple of losses coming your way, and you're just going to have to hope it's not at a key time. I'm going to buy it, but I'm saving a little bit of money on my return.
All right. Finish it off, Droid.
I'm going to go the same way because, there's too many injuries on that 49ers team. I can't really fully trust them without them being fully healthy. They're still going to win the West, but I don't know about the rest. So I'm going to buy with a little money to spare. I'm going to ask for a price negotiable.
I can see that. I can totally see that. All right. That's our version of Buy or Sell, presented by Bet.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Father O'Shaughnessy yelled in my ear on the way back from a craft fair that I went to with my wife. And when Father O'Shaughnessy somehow got me on the phone and my wife was glaring at me, you can hear Father O'Shaughnessy saying,
Delete! 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 Delete!
okay, Father Shaun is standing by. Oh gosh. Go for it.
Oh, my children, welcome to the House of New England, where thankfully our brethren down at the TD Garden are currently doing so much better than we are. I mean, honestly, the world champions are going to be the world champions again, and even though our beloved Bruins are currently sitting at 6-1, we still are actually trying to salvage a season, even though our goaltending sucks. But the bigger problem we have is our brethren in Foxborough. Because what in the all types of gravy-trained hell was that? I mean, in all honesty, we are standing around playing this game like we've got 38-day-old Mayo sitting in our shoes. Oh, wait a minute, that's our head coach. Never mind. Honest to God, what in what world in New England is our quarterback also a leading rusher? I mean, seriously here. We have Ramondre Stevenson. He touched the ball 10 times and only got 16 freaking yards. While Drake May carried it for almost 100. We were 3 of 11 on third down efficiency and we gave up 4 sacks. I haven't seen numbers this low since we had Drew Bledsoe playing for us. I mean, we have regressed back to the early 90s for this offense. It is unfortunate that a team that not that long ago was feared is now dwelling in the basement with it and Pennywise. And this is all because of the fact that we thought that Gerard Mayo, who underneath...
Pastor?
Yes, my child. What can I do for you?
Can I go use the bathroom?
Please do. I don't need you messing up my pews. Everybody thought that Gerard Mayo would be a Belichick disciple and carry us into a promised land. Well, I didn't know the promised land was the basement dwellings. So, in all honesty, we've already done chuck that doggone season out the window. We might as well try to end up playing for the number 1 draft pick, even though we're going to end up fighting with Carolina over it because that team sucks even worse than we do. And that says something. And they even won a game, for crying out loud, this week.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
How in the world is Bryce Young pulling one out of their ass like that? And we lose to Tennessee. We made them look like the 2000 Tennessee Titans. We actually made them look good. How? I don't know. So, my children, to wrap up this sermon today, I have one thing to say. praise be that we actually have suitable teams living in the garden. Because honestly, Foxborough should already be shut down at this point. So remember, praise the Celtics and praise the Bruins, and then pray for all of us up in Foxborough, because quite frankly, even the man upstairs can't help doggone Robert Kraft or Gerard Mayo. They're playing like they're stuck together in a bad sandwich. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to go refill the tank because I don't think we're done flying people today. We need a break after this one.
So this thing called sports, it has fans again. It has full stadiums, full arenas, and more. And you want to be a part of it, don't you? Of course you do. If you begin to scour the resale market, there will be tickets available. And what you need to get those tickets that you want so badly is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app available to you that lends a hand in helping you get the tickets that you want for the events that you want. SeatGeek rates the tickets on a 1 to 10 scale, and the best part is the tickets are vetted for authenticity, so you know what you are getting and you know you are not getting scammed. And now you can save even more by using the code Snowman and getting $20 off with your very first purchase. Yes, you can do all of that with the power of SeatGeek, helping you get to the games that you want, so you fans can fan. So let's all fan.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronsexual Confessions.
I nearly went to jail.
What?
You heard what I said.
Why?
This even happens to my wife. This happened.
Say the words.
So I had a conversation with a bronsexual. Moreover, my wife had a conversation with a bronsexual, and I nearly clotheslined this blank blank.
Let me do something. This is you right now.
I'm getting too old for this.
That's definitely me. Because I am getting too old for this.
Victor, what you mean?
A bronsexual said the wrong thing to my wife. When Jody and I were sitting down talking, cutting up, having fun. Victor, you know that situation you went through with the guy that had the car wrapped in you know what? Well, the fellow that could have passed for that could have passed for him, he found us. Only I didn't try to beat him with a roasted chicken. I tried to beat him with my bare hands. When he said, God help us, quote, I don't know why you're sitting around talking about that has-been. Close quote.
You know what I gotta say?
Now, before I provide a response,
My sir, you know what I gotta say to that?
I know what I gotta say, and it's this.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it, like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, get all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
I got something to say.
Oh no!
You know what I gotta say, Brian?
What's that?
Got me up.
What?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'll say it again.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And
Oh, hell no.
I want to read a little something here.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Larry Bird, quote, I would never call him the best player I've ever seen if I wasn't serious. Close quote. Magic Johnson, Hall of Famer, by the way. Quote, there's Michael Jordan, and then there's the rest of us. Close quote. Allen Iverson, Hall of Famer. Mike is the GOAT. Mike will always be the GOAT. Shaquille O'Neal, Hall of Famer. The Last Dance only solidified the argument about who was the greatest player of all time. Sir Charles, he didn't just want to beat his opponents, he wanted to break them. Like I said, no disrespect to Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain. The best thing I've ever seen is Michael Jordan, and it was an honor and a privilege to play against him. He is the best player I've ever seen. Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer. MJ was chosen to be the GOAT. Jerry West, the late great Jerry West, Hall of Famer. He is the best player, the best athlete I've ever seen in my life. Kevin Garnett, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. He saved basketball when basketball was about to be lost. When we had addicts, when kids were coming to camp overweight, who do you think started coming to camp fit and ready for day one? Who started it? Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki. The Last Dance was excellent. I was a huge Bulls fan in the 90s. So many things I never knew or had forgotten. MJ is the GOAT. Patrick Ewing, one of my first favorite players and a Hall of Famer. LeBron is incredible, but he is not Michael Jordan. Vince Carter. Whoops. I still have to give it to Michael Jordan. Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. When people start comparing LeBron to Jordan, it's not a fair comparison. Jordan was a much more superior player in a tougher league. He was very creative. That doesn't take anything away from LeBron because he is a great player, but it's not a fair comparison. Jordan is just so superior. Stephon Marbury. You really want to rank Jordan? Jordan shouldn't even be a ranking. I don't know why they keep mentioning MJ's name in the same conversation. LeBron is great, but Jordan is not from this earth. He's just different. Now, why did I read all of that, you ask? I read a total of 13 quotes. You're muted, Droid.
Because nobody, and I'll repeat that, is better than Jordan.
I just read 13 quotes here. 10 of them were by Hall of Famers who played. A couple of those Hall of Famers. Well, one of them, Jerry West, no longer with us. But all of the Hall of Famer quotes that I read had a chance to see MJ do his thing. Some of those Hall of Famer quotes that I read had a chance and the privilege and the honor to play against him. There is no other than Michael Jordan. And if you actually think that there is someone else, then I'll allow the bishop to close this out.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
As Droid pointed out earlier, sometimes I just feel like saying,
I'm getting too old for this.
Now we're even. Sometimes I just want to tell people,
Stop the cap.
when it comes to MJ. And I also want to tell them they didn't watch basketball. And now for a musical interlude, we provide a selection from the Wonder Bread Tabernacle Choir entitled Stop Smoking. If you think the NBA has a chance with LeBron as your king, you fool! If you think the NBA has a chance with LeBron being the face still, you fool! If you think LeBron was ever the face of the NBA, and I'm talking about from 2003 until now, you fool! And you're taking a big fat... Oh, LeBron's not a has-been. He was and never was. Because his game is... And if you think it's better... Matter of fact, you know what we need to do?
We gotta pause that.
I actually had that same bronsexual, and not only ask, why are we talking about these has-beens, but why are we mentioning LeBron in the same pantheon of greatness? Or why are we mentioning MJ, I beg your pardon, in the same pantheon of greatness as LeBron? I said simple, because LeBron's been far more superior and far more better. Well, he doesn't have Michael didn't have the all-time scoring record. He didn't need it. He didn't need it. His look told me this.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
I said, that's no lie. That's fact. By the way, you know what really does it for me? He says, what's that? You can't find a stat that he didn't excel, that LeBron hasn't excelled in. Yes, I can. 3-point field goals. The year that Michael averaged 37 points a game, which happened to be 1987, by the way. You know how many 3-point field goal attempts he took that entire season? 12. In 82 games. And oh, by the way, he did something LeBron has never done. 3,000 points in a season. He also did something in 1988 that LeBron has never done and never will do. DPOY. What does that stand for? Defensive Player of the Year. So if you think LeBron is superior to MJ in all the ways that you think,
bitch, please.
Oh, I was hovering over that for a minute now.
Way
And
ahead.
you know
of
what I
partner.
say to bronsexuals like that?
Bitch, are you for real?
That too. Now this.
This moment of bronsexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronsexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
One more time for those of you in the cheap seats at the old Richfield Coliseum.
This moment of bronsexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronsexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
To you Bronsexuals,
Stop it. Get some help.
please.
Now get out of our face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned.
Hold on a minute.
False start.
False start.
Offense.
Offense.
I'll decline it. Dear Bronsexuals, you. Dear Bronsexuals on top of Bronsexuals, you.
Shane's dead.
Dear social media for hyping up Bronsexuals, which hype up LeBron, you. Dear ESPN for putting Braun on and shoving him down our throats and up our asses for 22 years. You, 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 and you.
Oh, and this is how we end the show. Okay.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who...
Hold up. And in case you didn't hear what I said, you, and you, Bronsexuals.
Roughing the flopper, personal foul.
I ain't rough him up yet.
Can we end this?
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up.
Hold up.
Oh my. I want to get out of here.
False start. Offense.
Okay, we're out.
No, I'm gonna.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the Bronsexual Confessions.
I was about to call Father O'Shaughnessy because yes, LeBron.
Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you, forever and ever. Amen. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. Now we're out of here. See you tomorrow.